Hi guys, welcome to Dead in the Don. It's week 28 of the English Premier League, and once again we've got the punditry team here to give you all 10 score predictions for this round. Before we get started, just a gentle reminder to please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and me and the Don will really appreciate it. So without further ado, here's the first game, which is Leicester versus Leeds.
Leicester versus Leeds. Neither team really on much form. Obviously Leeds have been on a real downward spiral the last half of the season. They've now sacked Marcelo Bielsa, which I think was the right decision. He obviously wasn't going to change his style of football regardless of whether he had the players available or the team that he was playing against suited that style. In terms of Leicester, I still think there's the base of a good team in there. I'm not sure if it's a mentality problem, but they have been missing some big players for them as well, which I think has had an impact. It remains to be seen whether they can improve on what they've done this season. I think out of the two teams, Leicester are in the better position. Leicester are the better team and they've got the better manager. And for that reason, I would think it should be a fairly comfortable win. But I would expect to see a more defensive setup from Leeds, given the fact that they've got a new manager in Jesse March. So I think maybe a 3-0 Leicester.
Aston Villa versus Southampton. Right, before we get started on this, I get quite a lot of Southampton games and I do like them. I've got to admit they are not getting the credit they deserve. People are overlooking them. People are giving credit to other teams such as Brighton, Wolves, West Ham, getting all the plaudits. But Ralph's doing an amazing job with what he's got at Southampton. They sell their best player every year and he still keeps them competitive. If you look back, they haven't lost this calendar year yet. I think their last loss was to Arsenal, which was back in December. And if you look at their last few losses, I think they've lost to maybe Wolves, Arsenal and Chelsea and Liverpool, something like that. They're not losing to mugs. They're losing to teams that are above them in the league. And they're beating the teams they should beat. Probably drawing too many games. Last 10 games, they're 5th in the form table. No one would look at that. I think it's only the Manchester clubs, Liverpool and Arsenal, that are doing better in that time frame. They're playing better than Wolves, they're playing better than West Ham, they're playing better than Tottenham, and more importantly, they're playing better than Aston Villa. That being said, Villa at home seem to be doing okay under Stevie G, but I don't think he's doing as good as people make out. He's doing okay. So home advantage will count for something, but I fancy Southampton here, but I am going to go for an entertaining 2-2 draw, but do not be surprised if the Saints go marching on and win. But I'm going to predict 2-2.
My game this week is Burnley v Chelsea. Burnley are making the great escape. Bar a narrow defeat to Liverpool, they've been on a decent form now and survival is in their own hands. Chelsea are faves to win this game and they're going to want to bounce back after the loss in the cup final. I've got to be biased here. We need Chelsea to win. And I expect Chelsea to win too. So come on Chelsea, do Brentford a favour and beat Burnley, I think, 3-0.
Week 28, Newcastle versus Brighton is the game I've been given. Newcastle at the moment seems to be going well, on a good run, get themselves out of the relegation zone and away from it, dragging other teams into it. So credit to them for that. Brighton on the other hand on a poor run, slipping down the table after a good start. So it'll be a good test of Graham Potter to see how he stops the rot, gets Brighton back on track, see how much of a good manager he is. As for the game, I think obviously Newcastle being at home, they have all the 50,000 fans behind them, which is going to help them. So I just think with the form they're in at the moment, it's going to be difficult for Brighton to go there and get anything. I mean, if it had been a few weeks ago, this game, I'd have said, yeah, Brighton definitely get a win. I'm not so sure now. But I think, Brighton do need to go there and get something, so maybe they might change tack, they might play a different way, I don't know, but they certainly need to get at least a point there and stop the rot. So I'm going to, with everything considered, Newcastle at home, Formula One, I'm just going to go for Newcastle to nick this one, 2-1.
Norwich versus Brentford. This is a 6-pointer. Massive game for both sides. First off with Norwich, currently bottom of the table. They are in big trouble. A few defeats in the last few games, and they are definitely adrift, and they need to start winning and collecting points if they've got any chance of staying up. Brentford, they're on poor form as well, and they need to stop the rot. Only one draw in the last 8 games. Last win was against Aston Villa a while back now. If they don't start winning, they will get relegated as well, because teams have games in hand on them. Now, this is going to be a tight game, won't be many goals, and going to be biased here. Probably will be a draw, but I'm going to stick my neck out, and I'm going to go for a away win here. Brentford to win this one, 1-0 with Ivan Toney scoring.
First Palace. They're both strong teams and they don't really lose any games. Palace come off 4 points against 2 sides in the bottom 3 recently and are having an okay season. We're also having a great season. Lost narrowly to West Ham and Arsenal in the last 2 games. Could count themselves unlucky as well. Tight game with not many goals, but so I'm going for maybe 1-0 to Wolves.
Liverpool v West Ham. Liverpool just coming off a penalty shootout win against my Chelsea Carabao Cup final. Very entertaining game, very end to end. Some may say that they were a bit lucky to get there because we missed our chances, but that's down to us. Mane had a clear one for them, but I think we had 3 clear cuts to their 1. But regardless, they got the job done. It's fair play to them. West Ham coming off a good, hard-fought win against Wolves. Again, rejuvenated their top 4 chances, but this is no easy task. You go to Anfield, and they're going to be bouncing. They've just won a domestic cup, Klopp's first one, and again, regardless, Liverpool could be in the worst form ever. Going to Anfield is probably one of the hardest places to go to. So I think West Ham are going to be in for a very, very long game. Again, Liverpool going to be taking out of possession, going to be winning. Many corners, a few free kicks around the box. I'm not saying West Ham are totally going to get battered because they've got a good team and they've done well this year, but I can't see anything but a Liverpool win. Maybe West Ham can nick a draw, but you're going to get a team that's on form at Anfield. Away from home, there's every chance West Ham, at home could get the result, but I can't say anything more than a Liverpool win. I'm going to go for Liverpool 2, West Ham 0. I'm going to go. Salah was actually poor in the Carabao Cup final, but I'm going to go for Salah to net a brace. So it's going to be Liverpool 2, West Ham 0, and Salah to get both goals.
Hi guys, this is my predictions for week 28. My game is Arsenal versus Watford, Roy's boys versus Arteta's babies. Don't really know what to say about this game, really. I think it'll be a tight game. Watford have a bit of a morale booster from last week, drawing 0-0 at Old Trafford. Obviously, they got a bit lucky, but you kind of expect it from Roy's teams to kind of sit back, soak up the pressure, and probably hit you on the counter-attack. I think they can probably nick something against Arsenal. Arsenal have been playing okay, but they've not been very clinical the last few weeks. It depends what sort of how Arsenal turn out, really. I do expect Arsenal probably to take the 3 points, but it may also be a draw. I can't see Watford winning. So in this case, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, potentially an Arsenal 2-1 win.
This week I've got the Manchester derby. This could be a very interesting game. Obviously, when it comes to derbies, both teams obviously clearly don't want to lose. But even though Manchester United have improved since Ollie is gone, I still don't think they're quite where they need to be, and there's definitely still plenty of room for improvement. You know, Man City are still going strong, even though they've had recent blips against Southampton. You know, the title race is closer than it was several weeks ago. But, you know, with that being said, again, anything can happen when it comes to derby games. But with the way the two teams currently are, I'm going to this game and I fancy Man City to get the result. I don't think it's going to be, 4-5, 6-0 thrashing. No way that's going to happen. But I'll be very surprised if it does. I reckon it could be quite a tight affair. So I'm going to go for 2-0 Man City.
Week 28 Premier League prediction. The match I've been given is Tottenham versus Everton. Where do I begin with Tottenham? An up and down team. 1 week they're beating Man City. The next week they're losing to Burnley. Tottenham, I can't see them finishing top 4 to be honest, because they're very unpredictable. I don't think they have the capacity and the mental strength there to finish top 4. Although they do have the games in hand, I still don't think they'll make top 4. The quality squad depth is not there. Everton, on the other hand, they're looking rejuvenated with Lampard at the helms. They're playing decent. Lucky they never got away with a point against Man City the other week. It should have been a penalty in my view. However, I leave that to the referees. To be honest, either team could take it, but I can see this going down the middle in a 1-1 draw.